A few years ago, I went to a small town in Florida where hundreds of manatees gather to spend every winter. My friend and I signed up for a little tour and found ourselves alone with our guide in a beautiful spring, surrounded by dozens of adorable and curious manatees. There was not a single other person in the springs with us at that time, and I was just blown away by the beauty of the nature and the cuteness of these funny-looking beings. The manatees would occasionally swim up to us, and it was just an amazing thing to witness up close. So 2 weeks ago, I went back to this place, hoping to repeat the experience. But it just wasn't the same. This time, there were over 100 people swimming in and around the springs. The manatees were staying far away from the crowds, and there was barely anything to see other than the many splashing tourists. What had changed? Well, over the years, this little tiny area became a really popular travel destination on social media. A lot of the crowds who go to Orlando to visit Disney World then go to this little town afterwards to go see some manatees. But this is not Disney World. You can't just build more hotels and bring more people. This is nature, and nature has a limit. These sorts of things keep happening time and time again. A lot of times when I visit a place that I have fond memories of from a previous time period, I am disappointed to see it just overrun and flooded with people. And there's nothing wrong with traveling, because I love to travel too, and I would be a hypocrite if I was somehow against traveling. But there are so many places in the world that just don't have the capacity for the number of people flooding into them. So let's take a look at the village of Hallstatt, Austria, for example. This fairy tale village has been in the news a lot lately. Apparently, this beautiful place was the inspiration for the village of Arendelle in the Disney film Frozen. Hallstatt was already a popular destination for tourists and Instagrammers, but now even more so. Supposedly, the mayor of Hallstatt has asked people to stop coming here because with a population of only 780 residents, this tiny village just can't handle the crowds. 10 years ago, about 100 people visited Hallstatt every day, and today it is up to 10,000 people per day. That is incredible. But there's plenty of other places that have the exact same story. Just do a quick Google search on Santorini and you'll see pictures like this, or go to Neuschwanstein Castle and you'll find yourself in crowds like these. So when I started this YouTube channel, I originally started out by making a lot of travel videos. I think a lot of people start their channels that way because, traveling does produce pretty good footage. And at the time I thought to myself, wow, I would love to be a travel vlogger. But people always say that you should focus on making something that you have a deep passion for, and that you should know your why for everything that you do, your reasoning behind, why you choose a certain path. And to be honest, I felt like there wasn't really a big why behind most of the travel content that I was making. Because in many cases, I feel like travel vlogs actually have, quite a bunch of negative side effects, leading to over-tourism that can hurt the environment or hurt the animals that live in a place, or just create an unpleasant travel experience for someone who's imagining, this isolated, empty, fairy tale-like place, only to discover that they're with thousands of other people in a selfie line somewhere. So sometimes social media can create these unrealistic expectations of a certain place, causing lots and lots of people to go to that exact same place. But nothing is black and white, of course, and many travel vlogs can actually bring people to places that really, really need tourism, and their economies could really benefit and be boosted from tourism. So I'm definitely not anti-travel vlog. But I do think that over-tourism and overpopulation in certain places is kind of a big issue. And that's why I think sometimes it's better to leave out the name of a place that you're traveling to, or talk about the reality of that destination, rather than creating a false image of it. The number of worldwide travelers have more than doubled in the past 20 years, and as photographers, we should all try to find ways to protect the beautiful places that we want to go and photograph. And maybe take some time to discover new places rather than go to the same places that everybody is going to. Personally, some of my best travel experiences occur when I just stumble upon a place that I didn't research beforehand and nobody knew about, and I just explore, a place like that. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on a topic that I felt inspired to talk about after visiting a place and discovering that it was no longer the way that I had remembered it being in the past. So have you visited a place after seeing, a picture of that place on Instagram or watching a travel video? And did the reality of that place match up to your expectations? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to this channel. I will see you in the next video.